Kim Sina says, I'm 14 years old and I'm living in the US now. I want to be good at English in the next 5 years so I can start my business. How can I have an English course for a long time and how to be really good at it? Okay. So the first thing, Kim, and I don't know everything about your situation, but if you're living in the US, that's definitely an advantage. However, it's possible to live in the US and not use that advantage if you surround yourself completely with mostly people who speak your native language. For example, maybe you grew up in a Chinese household in the United States. Most of your friends are Chinese. You hang out with mostly Chinese friends. Okay, so you might gradually, you're going to pick up English. You're going to get better at English. But because you're mostly surrounding yourself with one language group, you're going to have a slower time of that. But if you really open yourself to American culture and have lots of native English-speaking friends who grew up or were born in America, or at least speak it at a native level, who you're really good friends with, and you're into what they're into, and they're into what you're into, that's definitely going to help. So if you're in school, you have a great advantage. Now, if you're in school, then that's naturally going to be a huge bonus because your teachers are going to be speaking English, right? But try to do as much as you can to immerse yourself in the culture. It's fine to grow up in a household where another language is spoken. That might give you the advantage of being fully bilingual, native in 2 languages. That's awesome. That's great. It's a huge advantage. But in order to get the native English part right, you have to be fully immersed. If you don't feel that you're fully immersed right now, then you need to do more. That could mean more socialization, making more friends, or it could be more just getting into American culture, whether that's watching movies, listening to podcasts, playing video games, chatting online, maybe doing groups, extracurricular groups after school, join the chess team or the golf team or the volleyball team or whatever. Get involved in it as much as you can because it's there for you. You're living in the United States. You have a big advantage, right? And the one other thing that I would strongly recommend that is, I think, something a lot of people try to avoid doing is you have to read. If you're not reading, then you're missing something. You're missing something about the foundation of the country. And this is for those of you who aren't living in America. If you're not living in America and you want to have that American sort of, or British or whatever, baseline, foundation, pick up a book and read and find a way to enjoy reading. That is a way to get a sense for how words and phrases are used naturally, how characters speak to each other, how descriptions are sort of put together, right? And if you can get a feeling for that, and if you really enjoy reading and you really enjoy getting involved in the culture, then it's going to be not much of a difficult process for you to become really natural and really fluent in the language. So I wouldn't get too stressed about it, Kim. I would say focus on enjoying it. Focus on getting into it. Focus on building out an English lifestyle that is sort of parallel to your native language that you speak, that lifestyle, maybe in your family, for example. And if you do that for a couple years, by the time you graduate high school, you'll feel very confident to speak English and communicate with others. And do difficult things. If you have the chance to do a presentation at school, and before you said, I shouldn't do that, I'm scared to do that, do it. The more difficult things that you do, the more difficult things that you try to do, the more confidence you're going to build up, the better you're going to get, right? And I think after a few years, you'll be really, really confident in speaking and communicating in English. So that's a really good question. All right, guys, if you haven't already, make sure you hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe and also check out the Of course, full courses in the links in the description.